Hey everyone! Welcome back to Smart English Talk, your daily English practice.
I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. Welcome to the place where English finally starts making sense.
Today we're talking about something small but powerful.
Very powerful.
Be supposed to.
3 little words. So much confusion.
Have you ever said, I supposed to go?
If yes, don't worry. We are fixing that today.
Or maybe someone told you you're supposed to be here at 9, and you weren't sure if that was a rule, a suggestion, or a complaint.
Sometimes it's all 3.
Exactly.
Before we begin, if you want to improve your natural spoken English, follow this podcast and share it with someone who struggles with grammar but wants to sound fluent.
Because today is not about complicated grammar rules.
Today is about real life.
Real situations.
Real emotions.
All right, let's start with something simple.
At its core, be supposed to means something is expected.
Expected by rules, by people, by plans, by society.
And sometimes by your mother.
Especially by your mother.
The structure is simple. Subject plus am, is, are plus supposed to plus base verb.
Example, I am supposed to finish this report.
That means it's expected. It's your responsibility.
Notice it sounds softer than must.
Yes, must feels strict. You must finish the report.
That sounds like an order.
But you're supposed to finish the report.
It sounds like an expectation, a responsibility.
Less aggressive, more natural in conversation.
Imagine you work in an office. Your manager says, you're supposed to send the email before 3 p.m.
That means it's part of your job.
It's not optional.
But it's not dramatic either.
Exactly. Now imagine it's 4 p.m. and you didn't send it.
Now the sentence changes tone.
Yes, I know, I was supposed to send it.
That carries regret.
Guilt.
Maybe fear.
See? Same structure, different emotion. When we use am, is, are supposed to, we usually talk about something expected now or regularly.
Example, students are supposed to wear uniforms.
That's a school rule.
You're supposed to knock before entering.
That's social etiquette.
You're supposed to save money every month.
That's life advice.
In all these cases, it's something people expect you to do.
Now, let's talk about plans. You're waiting for a bus. It's late. You say, the bus is supposed to arrive at 8.
Meaning that was the schedule.
But maybe it's not happening.
Sometimes supposed to secretly includes disappointment.
Yes. Yes, the meeting is supposed to start at 10.
But it's 10:25.
Now you're annoyed.
Very annoyed.
This is where it becomes emotional. Structure. Subject plus was, were, supposed to plus base verb.
This usually means something was planned or expected but did not happen.
Example. I was supposed to call you.
But I didn't.
We were supposed to meet yesterday.
But something went wrong.
Let's make it personal. You promised your friend you would help them move to a new apartment.
But you forgot.
You say, I'm so sorry. I was supposed to help you.
That sentence carries apology.
Regret.
And maybe you need to buy them dinner now.
Definitely.
Now let's flip it. Subject plus am, is, are, not supposed to.
This means something is not allowed or not expected. Example, you're not supposed to park here.
That's a rule.
You're not supposed to use your phones in class.
That's school rule.
You're not supposed to open that.
Now it sounds mysterious.
Or dangerous. Let's act out something simple.
Okay?
Hey, weren't you supposed to finish the project?
Oh no, I was supposed to do it yesterday.
The client is waiting.
I know. I'll do it right now.
That's natural conversation.
You hear this every day in offices.
Let's fix a very common mistake. Many learners say, I supposed to go.
Wrong.
You must use the verb be. Correct. I am supposed to go.
Never remove am, is, are, was, were.
Without be, the sentence is incomplete.
Supposed to is powerful because it carries emotion.
Listen to these tones. Frustration. You're supposed to help me. Confusion. I thought we were supposed to leave at 7. Regret. I was supposed to study.
But instead you watched videos.
No judgment.
Maybe a little.
It's flexible. That's why native speakers love it. Let's practice together. Situation 1. You planned to wake up early. You didn't. Sentence?
I was supposed to wake up early.
Good. Situation 2. It's a rule in the hospital. Visitors must be quiet.
Visitors are supposed to be quiet.
Perfect. Situation 3. Your friend didn't bring your book back.
You were supposed to return my book.
Excellent.
Because it's conversational.
It sounds softer than must.
Less heavy than have to.
And more emotional than simple past tense.
Compare, I didn't call you.
Neutral.
I was supposed to call you.
Now there's regret.
See the difference?
Think about your day today. What are you supposed to do?
Maybe you're supposed to finish homework.
Maybe you're supposed to exercise.
Maybe you're supposed to sleep earlier.
Now think about last week. What were you supposed to do but didn't?
That's how you make grammar personal.
And when grammar becomes personal?
It becomes fluent. We'll go deeper next. We'll compare supposed to versus have to. How to use it in questions, how to use it sarcastically, and how native speakers use it in arguments.
Okay, I have a question for you.
That sounds dangerous already.
Because many learners think they're the same.
But they're not.
Not even close.
Let's break this clearly. I have to go. This means it is necessary.
Strong necessity.
Maybe because of rules or obligation.
Now listen carefully. I'm supposed to go.
This means it's expected.
Expectation is softer than necessity.
Sometimes you don't even agree with the expectation.
Exactly. Imagine this. Your boss says you have to finish this today.
That feels strict. No choice.
Now imagine you're supposed to finish this today.
That feels like responsibility, but slightly softer.
Yes. Now emotional example. Your friend says you have to come to my party.
That sounds pushy.
But if they say you're supposed to come,
that sounds playful, maybe joking.
Tone changes everything.
Now let's talk about questions. Structure. Am I supposed to? Are you supposed to? Is he supposed to?
This is very common when you're confused about rules. Example, am I supposed to bring anything?
You're asking about expectation.
Another example, are we supposed to submit this today?
You're checking the plan.
This is polite and natural.
Much better than saying, is this required in casual situations?
Imagine your first day at work. You ask your colleague, am I supposed to clock in before 9?
Very natural.
Or, are we supposed to wear formal clothes every day?
You're asking about expectations.
Not demanding, just clarifying.
Now let's talk about something fun.
Sarcasm.
For example, someone does something stupid, you say, Well, that was supposed to work.
Meaning it didn't work.
Or your friend says they're on a diet while eating cake. You say, aren't you supposed to be dieting?
That's playful sarcasm.
Or maybe not so playful.
Depends on how brave you are.
Now let's be real.
This structure appears a lot in arguments.
Oh yes.
Example, you're supposed to support me.
That sentence carries emotion.
It's not just grammar.
It's expectation plus disappointment.
Another example, we were supposed to be a team.
That feels emotional, almost dramatic.
Exactly. Supposed to often highlights broken expectations.
That's why it's powerful in relationships.
Let's talk about something honest. How often do we use I was supposed to?
When making excuses,
Exactly. I was supposed to wake up early, but my alarm didn't ring.
classic excuse.
I was supposed to start exercising, but I got busy.
Another classic.
It often explains why something didn't happen.
It softens failure.
Yes, instead of saying, I didn't do it, you say, I was supposed to do it.
Which sounds more responsible.
Even if you're not.
We see you.
Let's compare tones carefully. Neutral. I was supposed to send the email. Angry. You were supposed to send the email. Sad. We were supposed to travel this year.
Same structure, different emotion.
Your voice makes the difference.
Fluency isn't just grammar.
It's tone.
Here's something interesting. Sometimes supposed to suggests doubt. Example, he's supposed to be very rich.
Meaning, people say he's rich, but I'm not 100% sure.
Another example, this restaurant is supposed to be amazing.
Maybe you haven't tried it yet.
So it shows reported expectation.
Very natural conversational English. Let's test quickly. Situation, you planned to meet at 6. It didn't happen. Sentence?
We were supposed to meet at 6.
Good. Situation, there is a rule, no photos.
We're not supposed to take photos.
Excellent. Situation, you want to check if homework is required.
Are we supposed to finish this tonight?
Perfect.
Because it connects grammar with emotion.
Expectation, responsibility, regret, sarcasm.
Instead of saying simple sentences,
You express meaning deeper.
compare, I didn't come.
Simple.
I was supposed to come.
Now it tells a story.
That's the difference.
Before we finish, let's make sure something important happens.
What's that?
You don't just understand supposed to.
You actually start using it.
Exactly. Because understanding grammar is step 1.
Using it naturally is step 2.
And step 2 is where fluency begins.
Now let's talk about something practical.
Native speakers rarely say, I am supposed to go.
Too clear, too slow.
In real conversation, it becomes, I'm supposed to go.
And even faster, I'm supposed to go.
Yes, the sound in supposed becomes very soft.
It almost sounds like I'm supposed to.
Not in formal speech, but in everyday conversation, very common.
Same with we were supposed to leave.
In fast speech, we were supposed to leave.
If you want to understand native speakers, train your ears for that reduced sound.
That's listening fluency. Let's connect this to your real life, right now.
Yes, right now.
Think about today. What are you supposed to do after listening to this?
Maybe you're supposed to study.
Maybe you're supposed to call someone.
Maybe you're supposed to sleep earlier.
Maybe you're supposed to sleep earlier.
Now think about yesterday. What were you supposed to do but didn't?
That's powerful.
Because you're not practicing random sentences.
You're practicing your life.
Let's hear some very natural daily sentences. I'm supposed to be working right now.
Meaning, but I'm not. She's supposed to be the expert.
Maybe you doubt that.
We're supposed to meet them at 7.
That's the plan.
You're not supposed to say that.
Social rule. Slight warning.
Wasn't he supposed to call you?
That one carries expectation and surprise.
Let's repeat this clearly. Never say, I supposed to go.
Always use the verb be.
I am supposed to. You are supposed to. He is supposed to. We were supposed to.
Without be, the structure is incomplete.
Fixing this one mistake already makes your English sound more fluent.
Okay, challenge time.
Yes.
Challenge. Make 3 sentences after this episode. 1 about something you're supposed to do today. 1 about something you were supposed to do last week. 1 about something people are not supposed to do in your country.
Write them down.
Say them out loud.
Fluency grows when your mouth moves.
Not just your brain.
Supposed to is everywhere.
Work, school, relationships, arguments.
It expresses expectation.
And expectations are part of life.
That's why mastering this small structure changes how natural you sound.
It's not advanced grammar.
But it's advanced communication.
If you've ever felt confused when someone said, you were supposed to.
Now you understand the emotion behind it.
Expectation.
Responsibility.
Regret. And sometimes sarcasm.
Start noticing it in movies, in conversations, in your daily life.
The more you notice it, the more natural it becomes.
If this episode helped you, follow the podcast and share it with someone who needs to fix their grammar without feeling overwhelmed.
Next time, we'll take another everyday English structure and break it down in real-life situations.
Because fluency isn't about big words.
It's about using small structures correctly.
And now, you're supposed to practice.
Yes, you are supposed to practice.